Welcome to Love and Dialogue, the podcast where love speaks. I'm Tristan.
And I'm Brianna. We're so excited to have you join us as we explore the ups, downs, and all the in-betweens of relationships in all forms, whether it's with a partner, a friend, or family.
Whether you're here for heartfelt stories, honest advice, or just a good laugh, you're in the right place.
Relationships come in all varieties and dynamics, and we're on this journey together, sharing our experiences and learning along the way.
Every week, we dive into real conversations about what it takes to build and nurture meaningful connections in our lives.
So let's dive in together and see where this love-filled journey takes us, no matter what kind of relationship you're navigating.
Thanks for tuning in to Love and Dialogue. Let's get started. Welcome back to Love and Dialogue with your host, Tristan.
And I'm Brianna.
What do we have for the folks today?
Well, we are back with another game, possibly. I think we're going to make this a thing. This is going to be a thing.
There's nothing wrong with that. Having a little fun with the audience, getting a little bit more deeper into our brains of how we feel about certain stuff. So, I kind of like these games. I think it opens up to see perspectives. So,
Yeah. I mean, our whole podcast is called Love and Dialogue, and this is dialogue about love and things you deal with love.
all
Right?
right. All right. So, what game do we have for the folks today?
Okay, so this next one is called Tonight Let's Talk. They actually have a bunch of different versions of this game. This one is Date Night Edition. So we are going to take turns asking each other questions and see what comes up, similar to last time, and have some meaningful conversations.
All right. Well, let's do it. All right. First question of the night. If your significant other gets their dream job in a city far away from your family, are you willing to relocate?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I feel like we actually kind of talk about this a lot because you talk about all the random places we might end up in our future lives. So I think 'cause that one specifically asked about family and would I be okay with leaving my family? I think they would probably just come with me. It's like, nah.
If we got it like that, we're up and leaving. But, I guess.
Yeah. And when I say they, I mean like my mom and my grandma
Sure.
and your mom. And everybody else will be okay. But I think the bigger conversation that we have with that is more related to my job. And I always say, like, if you bring it in the bacon like that and your income completely takes over our entire lives and we can live off of your income slowly, I'm down. I'm down to be a stay-at-home wife. Like, I never thought that that would be like something I'd be interested in, but I think I am becoming more accepting of it and I would love to do that. I would have all the hobbies. I'd do yoga every day. I might become a Pilates girl.
I'd be jealous. I feel like we're here going to deal with the stresses of a work environment, and you're dealing with the stresses of what are you going to get with your day. I'm gonna be a little jealous.
They say, right? Happy wife, happy life. I think
Yeah,
you'll be good.
yeah, hey, but if I'm in that position that I could do that, I feel good about that too. So it's a win for both of us. But I feel like you get the stronger end of that win.
Yeah, I'm definitely winning 100% because I can't operate. I mean, I would have to literally apply for another license as a therapist in another state. And so that would just not be fun. I mean, actually, that's not true. Not in every single state is it super difficult to do that. So I could technically, depending on where we're going. But then again, like we said, if we're considering if I would do it, I think the big leap would have to be it would be the financial piece would have to make the most sense. And so
Yeah.
that would be my yes or no to that answer. And then obviously, if the financial piece is there, then we can bring my mom and my grandma and your mom too.
We'll figure it out. It really came to that. We could definitely figure out that situation. But within my field, there's a lot of those opportunities that they'll like actually pay for relocation. So that's a step. That's a step of the conversation. But it's one of those pros and cons. Weigh it out. See if it's beneficial to the family, beneficial to our trajectory, and on. So, I mean, hey, it sounds like you're open to it.
Yes,
We talk
because
about it
be
often.
holistic with your job.
Yeah,
My job,
you literally start
it's
from
me.
starting over.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
me. I would be starting over completely. And so that is why I'd be down to be a stay-at-home wife. and maybe mom one day, but right now, just a stay-at-home
Yeah.
wife. Oh, dog mom. I'm a dog mom. That counts.
Like, would you have like the stroller with the dog kind of person?
Imagine trying to put Zeus in a stroller.
I mean,
Our
it's not weird.
70-pound border collie. No, Sasha might be down for a stroller. She'd be down
Oh
for
yeah,
that.
definitely.
With some pillows.
Yeah, and she's been like, this is what everything that I've ever experienced. Like, no questions asked.
Yes.
All right, next question.
All right, your turn. See.
What we got here?
All right. How would you describe your spending habits? I'm actually really curious to hear your answer to this.
My spending habits,
Mhm.
safe, a little aggressive. I always had this joke: if I'm making it, I'm spending it. Things I've quoted before. So like, I've gotten better as which is crazy. It's like the evolution of my career when I was in the restaurant industry, definitely spending it terrible. And then like terrible spending habits, like god awful terrible. But I was making good money. So, I was able to still have a good lifestyle, working in fine dining and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
fast forward to like start into a career, that was a struggle. It was a struggle coming back from, you're making money consistently every night to now have to budget for like weeks on to months. I think that's when I truly understand budgeting and becoming financially responsible. And then you came to my life and, you got this perfect credit score and, you helped me elevate myself. But I think as time has gone on, my spending habits have gotten a little bit better, a little bit better. I would say a lot, like got good savings, obviously it helps with like new job and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But overall, I would say my spending habits are about above average. I would say above average.
Above average in comparison to what?
6 years ago was below average significantly. I think my trajectory of what I've been able to do, the work I've been able to put in to make more, um, I've met those crossroads to the point where now I'm actually keeping more than I'm giving away. I'm making smarter decisions. I'm not just frivolously going out there and seeing something and purchasing it where I used to be. I was like, if I see it, I want it, I'm getting it. But now I'm more conscientious on the thought of, all right, I can make a strategic decision if I need it now, or I can actually think about something later down. I think the one thing my guilty pleasure right now is cologne.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I do
I'd
have
agree.
a crazy obsession for colognes, but I mean, I like smelling good and I always get nice compliments about it. So, and if I'm walking down and I get aroma of something I like, I'm asking that person, hey, what you got on?
Yeah.
Then I don't need a test run it because I just smelled it. I'm buying it. So I can say that part still got some work on it, but there could be worse addictions.
There could definitely be worse addictions. But I would also add shoes on there to you. Shoes is possibly a problem for you as well.
Yeah. Well, coming from the restaurant industry, I didn't really need shoes. It was just slips. That was it. That's all. Like I'm working most of the time, so I'm not really going out. When I'm going out, it's dark, so no one really can see my feet. Now I got all this time that I'm out in the daytime, out trying to look nice when we're going out in public. So, just keeping my whole appearance up. So shoes just kind of fell in there. I feel like I only had like really like 3 shoes. Now I may have like 30. But over time, whatever.
I can't talk, honestly. Well, you've gotten me into like perfume and smell goods. I'm learning, even though you say I buy the same scent over and over again, but they do smell slightly different. And I also have a problem with shoes and clothes, and yeah, so it's fine. I can't judge. Back to what you said before, I think it's more just financial responsibility, right? You actually understand the what comes with everything else, right? Obviously, we have our bills and the things that come with that, but then also taking care of our own things, and then, like you said, being able to enjoy, our pleasures of life, which again, our theme continues to be to stay our asses in the house, which we're still working on. This week
Yeah.
we failed, but it's okay. We'll try again next week.
Yeah. It's all about improvement. And there are some ways we did improve though.
Yeah. Yes.
We didn't our frequency of going out throughout the week, Monday through Friday, I want to stay in. I don't want to do anything. We didn't really do anything till Friday. We went out to the
Yeah.
Orioles game that won, by the way.
Yes. Orioles game was a good time.
Was a good time.
Yes. even though we were in nosebleed seats and I thought we could potentially harm
Different
ourselves.
elevation. Definitely different elevation. But you know, I guess that's because I've spoiled us. I've always had us down in the hundreds or the sections closer to the field or court.
Yeah.
You know, so
We're with college kids, guys. Yeah. I'm in my 30s now. They
yeah,
live
yeah,
differently.
yeah.
I was concerned for their lives. I just wouldn't be there that high up. And
Nah.
nah, I'm like, you should not be drunk up here. This is dangerous.
Yeah. They were just running down the steps all crazy.
I just didn't realize the 300 was the height. Like I didn't realize that was as high as it went.
Oh yeah.
I knew it was high, but I was like, but I didn't know this is it. We're at the highest we
Yeah.
can go. Last time we
Yeah.
were in the hundreds and I could see the sweat.
But that was my joke. I was like, if I can't see the sweat on the person, I don't want to be there because I could just watch it on TV.
Yeah,
Comfortable.
true. But we did get new vantage points. You could see like the whole field, and so that was interesting.
Yeah, I just couldn't tell if it was a pop fly or a home run. But it was a good experience.
Yes.
My friends invited us out,
Yeah.
you know, and we showed up and we had a good night.
It was.
We danced a little.
Yes, we did. It was cool. That was that was an experience in itself.
Oh,
Maybe we'll tell that story another day.
next question. Yes. All right. What's the last major goal you have accomplished? First part. Second part. What obstacles did you have to overcome to do so?
Yeah. So I would say, when you're in grad school, especially as a therapist, the question is constantly like, what are your plans when you graduate? And what does it look like? And what are your hopes for yourself? And I had a whole spiel by the time I was done. It was first, when I'm graduate, I'm going to start in the schools. After I go in the schools, I'm going to go to the government. After I go to the government, I'm going to do private practice and I'm going to supervise. So when I think about that, those step processes,
Mhm.
I've accomplished. I mean, I didn't go to the government. That's
That's what
the
I
only
said.
one.
You kind of skipped over one, but
I skipped
you hit
the
the other
government.
tiers.
I skipped the government because, man, the government. First of all, I applied. I tried. There was efforts there.
Yeah.
I didn't make it, and especially as a therapist in the government, there's limits as far as like what you can do. And most of it's in the veterans world, and that wasn't necessarily my specialty. So, and I didn't have enough experience to work with that, so I had to kind of accept that check mark couldn't be made, but that's okay because like I said, I've gone to the schools. I still work partially in the schools. I'm in private practice. I'm supervising. I recently got my registered play therapy credentials, and so I feel like that's my biggest accomplishment most recently because that felt like getting another degree, honestly.
No, you were putting in work.
I really felt like, did I just sign back up for school again? I was confused. We had to get a lot of hours. So, and then I submitted it and then they said it wasn't good. And I was just like, no, you're taking this. Like,
Yeah.
so
Definitely made you work for it 100%. Yeah. A lot of challenges, a lot of uphill battles.
yeah,
but you got it.
I did. And now I'm working on trying to make it easier for people. So I like really trying to work on my own training so I can help people not have to struggle as much to find trainings and travel far and all those things. So it feels good to be on the other side of it as
Mhm.
well. But it was definitely a struggle. But I think I'm in a good place. I mean, I work my ass off, but it's all fine.
Anything you did along the way that you could do different?
Oh, that's a good question. To be honest, if I could do it all over again, I was actually telling your cousin this, I would have gotten my PsyD, which is basically a 5-year program where you get your master's and your doctorate in 5 years, and you can become a clinical psychologist. And if I could do it all over again, I mean, not to say that I don't have time if I wanted to, but if I could, I would do that because there's a lot of opportunity, and that would be the path I would take for sure. And then I would have my doctorate and my master's all in one. Whereas now I'm like, I've been out of school too long. Kids are lucky these days for sure.
Definitely.
They don't know
Definitely.
struggle the same way. I know them. I know other generations will probably say like, we don't know what we're talking about because like we did grow up in the age of technology and the development of technology, and other generations that are still here didn't have that.
Mhm.
But these kids these days,
Oh my God.
there's a whole new level of not understanding struggle. Like,
They don't
do they
even
even
know.
go to the library?
They don't even know the term pen to paper.
Facts.
Like they don't even know what that term is and like the
Yeah.
back meaning of it all.
Like the kids, I mean, I'm still in the schools. They use the Chromebooks
Yeah.
and iPads and tablets.
Mm.
I mean, starting in pre-K, they're on tablets. It's
Yeah.
wild. It's wild. We are in different times for sure.
Yeah. If we definitely get the golden child, we're gonna get them into coding early or something engineer, something STEM related. The STEM seems to always be on a trajectory upward, and you feel like anyone in STEM doesn't really struggle throughout their adult life.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. All right. What motivates you the most in life?
That's a good one. The feeling of never being complacent. I know you've heard that constantly from me. Um, then that anytime someone ever asks me a question, it's like never being complacent, and all that means is in anything that I do, I never give it a lackluster effort. And I talk about this all the time. Is I can go above and beyond for something to the point it could be annoying, but it's always an ulterior motive of a success. And it's just that, being complacent just kind of means like I'll push it off till another day, and the other day never happens.
Listen, I think we've talked before about your spontaneousness, and I think those two things align. I think because I wouldn't say, actually, yes, I would say you're impatient. You're impatient. You like things to happen fast because you know you can do it and because you know you're capable, right? And so that's what I always tell you. I'm like, I know it's gonna come, right? And
Yeah.
I just think that sometimes, right, that piece of just allowing the process, like if we would have had this conversation 4 years ago, you were in a completely different space in your life. You were in a whole completely different career, and you have literally skyrocketed into the IT world, which I don't fully understand all the time, but it's fine because you're passionate about it. You love it. I love that for you. But even once you got in there, it was like you were in there like 3 months already, like, "I'm ready." They don't see my potential, blah, blah, like and again, it wasn't that you didn't have the potential because clearly you lived up to it. You are in a very high position that you've worked really hard for now, and this is just the beginning. So I feel like that it shows up as impatient because you know you're capable and you know that you can do it. But it's also a testament to how much you believe in yourself and your capability. So, I mean, like you said, it comes off annoying and it can be a lot sometimes. But at the end of the day, who's going to advocate you harder for yourself than yourself?
And that's it right there. And that's when I say the complacency piece, because when a lot of folks they look at others and seeing like how they have to hold themselves up in their standard. For me, I'm my own standard. For me, I look myself in the mirror and that's who I'm challenging. And I think it comes off when I think about the impatience piece, is that because I'm the person that's challenging the person that was yesterday.
Last one.
Last one. Describe your ultimate dream vacation.
Oh, that's easy. Well, there's a lot, actually. I want to go. Listen, y'all. I want to travel. Okay. This is why the stay at home wife life.
Oh, you already got this plan.
The stay-at-home wife life involves travel too, right?
Okay.
So we're not just staying at home. We can travel. And with your job, you can work anywhere. Think about it. Just think about it for a moment, right?
Yeah.
We could be in Greece and Mykonos, the white sand, the beautiful water. We could go to Italy. We could go to Bora Bora. We could go to Bali. I mean, the
Yeah.
possibilities are
No,
endless.
I'm I'm just happy to be a part of the ride.
Yes.
My main thing was Trinidad was all I really went to when I was young. One of these days, I'll get my hips out there, get a little bit of shake, get a little wine.
Get the hips out there. Are they ready for the hips? Are y'all ready for the hips?
I'm getting back into the gym, so the hips gonna be ready to go. They need a little oil right now. They need a little oil right now.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us today on another episode of Love and Dialogue. Today we played Tonight Let's Talk by Ace Metaphor, the date night edition. So let's see what we do next time.
Till then, thank you again for joining us today with your host Tristan and the lovely
Brianna.
Till next time, folks.